Mami Wata encompasses the pantheon of West African water spirits. You probably know Oshun, or Asun, Oxum, Ochun, or Oshimiri in different cultures. You might know Yamaya or Yamoja, or maybe even Olukun. As a diasporic African who's been historically severed from his roots, I am constantly looking for ways to sankofa, to go back to the past and bring it forward to the future. Mami Wata has brought me so much healing, and I want to share some insights with you. In this episode, I'm going to share with you 5 lessons that Mami Wata has taught me about life. You ready? Leg up. Number 1, water soothes the fire. According to the Dagora cosmology, there are 5 elements. First, you have fire, the primordial element, which starts from the Big Bang. You have the sun, and you have the earth's core. Then you have the second element, water, which collides with fire to create the third element, earth. Then you have mineral and nature. Mami Wata taught me that just like the water came to slow down the vibration of fire to make it habitable for bacterium and other known organisms to thrive, water plays a massive part in the cooling down of a world on fire. And I ain't talking about the Hadean era. Oh, these names are so Eurocentric. According to traditional healer and scholar Baba Melodoma Patrice Some, a person or culture on fire is craving connection. When a culture is caught on fire, they rush seasonally forward with a consumer's mentality. They pollute everything in their way, conquering and destroying anything that interferes. Sounds familiar? Water cools the burning psyche. In some of the most stressful times, my spirit has been on fire. Mami Wata has taught me to slow down and to connect with water. That could be doing some water rituals such as pouring libation or working with the waters of the sacral. It could be visiting a body of water like a lake or a river. During these times, Mami Wata has given me the consolation that I've needed. Number 2, water has memory. If you've watched the documentary Water as Memory, you know that there's an experiment that Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto does with 3 cups of rice with water inside. In the first cup, he speaks loving words. In the second cup, he speaks hateful words. And in the third cup, he ignores. Over a period of time, he checks out the molecular structure of each of these cups. The cup with loving words, the symmetry is beautiful. The second cup with hateful words, the symmetry is slightly broken and fragmented. But the worst cup is the ignored cup, which is growing mold and its symmetry is all broken and disjointed. Now I know what you're probably thinking, this guy is crazy, he's telling me he can talk to water. We know through science that there is an impact that frequencies such as sound, gamma rays, X-rays have on the molecular structure of atoms and cells. But what about the frequency of thoughts? What about the frequency of feeling? What impact does that have on the particles in you and my body? There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it talks about how trauma is stored physically in our bodies, in our cells, in our blood, in our genes and our DNA. The trauma that we face in this lifetime, and also the trauma that our parents and our grandparents and our ancestors have experienced as well. I come from Jamaica and Barbados. My ancestors were enslaved from West Africa and taken to the Caribbean. And so there is a lot of pain that exists within my genes and my DNA. Mami Wata teaches me to sit with this. Number 3, softness is the way. Just like a river sculpts a mountain as it flows from the top back to source, its persistence, its gentle caressing of the rocks is not by brute force that the mountain shifts, but by the persistent, gentle flowing of the water that passes through. Mami Wata teaches me to be soft and not harsh with myself. In Jamaica and Barbados, we come from a very brutal background. We have internalized this harshness, and it comes out in the way we speak, the way we have our armor and our guards up. If you know about getting licks when you were a child, then you know about how normalized violence is. And Mami Wata reminds me that tenderness and gentle persistence is the way to erode the mountain of pain. Number 4, let it flow. Mami Wata teaches me that just like the flow of a river, the flow of an ocean, we too have to allow that which exists inside of us to flow. You know the saying, a rolling stone gathers no moss? Well, that's true. And that could be the stagnancy of emotions. I'm not saying you can't feel your feels. By all means, you have to. But what Mami Wata teaches me is not to dwell in it, but to let it flow. And letting it flow means not resisting, but just allowing and accepting. And in due time, it will flow out the pores, and it can come out through rage. It can come out through tears. It can come out through apathy. It can come out through joy and hysteria. But we have to let it flow back to source. And lastly, we have number 5. We are but drops in the ocean. Just like the drop of an ocean is connected to the whole entire sea, we too are connected to each other. That means that we are interconnected, we need each other, and we rely on each other, and we will always come back to source, which is oneness. In an insular society such as London and that of the West, it can be easy to view ourselves as separate, as individuals. But Mami Wata teaches me that we are connected. Just like a river flows down the mountains, through the creeks and the canyons and the valleys, going back to source, back to the ocean, the mother of all water. We too are but drops in the ocean. And like the famous words of Bruce Lee,
be water, my friend.
Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. If you enjoyed this, please like, leave a comment and subscribe for more videos. Blessings.
Come to your river, wash my soul. I will come to your river. Wash my soul. I will come to your river. Wash my soul again.